Sainz says Ferrari already identified development path amid F1 race pace weakness. Toto Wolff on Red Bull's dominance, not good for the commercial side. Hamilton being hurt by specific design element on W14 F1 car. Verstappen and Perez agreed will decide the championship amongst themselves. Carlos Sainz says his Ferrari Formula One team already identified its 2023 development path in Bahrain, with its tire management struggles confirmed in Saudi Arabia. Ahead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, team boss Fred Vasseur maintained that Ferrari's main issue in Bahrain was a lack of pace rather than a return of its poor tire management. In Jeddah, on a much smoother and less demanding circuit, Ferrari's SF23 Challenger again struggled on Pirelli's harder C2 compound. Putting on the hard tire for the second stint, Sainz soon fell back after an unfortunately timed safety car bunched up the field. After a strong opening stint on the soft tires, Leclerc also regressed on the hard compound as the pair finished a distant 6th and 7th respectively, 35 and 43 seconds behind winner Sergio Perez. It led to Vasseur admitting afterwards that Ferrari's weakness is clearly on the management of the different compounds. Sainz agreed Saudi Arabia brought conclusive evidence that Ferrari's struggles cannot be considered track-specific any longer. But he revealed that the Scuderia had already identified where its deficit is coming from in Bahrain, and a good correlation in the wind tunnel has given the team a clear development focus and some optimism that it can become competitive. I think the last stint on the hard proves that we are not where we want to be, that we still dig more than the Mercedes, that we still dig more than the Astons. And we lack a bit of race pace. The thing is that the car is doing exactly the same as in the wind tunnel, so we know where the weakness is. We identified it already in Bahrain. We know where to develop the car. We just need time because obviously, we cannot bring the upgrades as soon as tomorrow. But I'm positive that this team is capable of bringing them early in the season. This could change completely our season. So heads down and work hard, Sainz said. Mercedes team principal and CEO Toto Wolff says he has no problem with Red Bull bossing the Formula One season, calling success in the sport a meritocracy. Sergio Perez led home teammate Max Verstappen at Sunday's Saudi Arabian Grand Prix as Red Bull secured their second crushing 1-2 finish in as many races. Red Bull have now won 12 of the last 13 races, with Lewis Hamilton describing their machine as the fastest he has ever seen. However, there are fears that Red Bull's superiority could prove a turn-off for Formula One fans, undoing the sport's dramatic surge in popularity in recent years. But Wolff, who oversaw Mercedes' run of 8 consecutive Constructors' World Championships, said, "We have had those years where we were as strong, but it is a meritocracy. We shouldn't talk it down because I remember hearing voices like that between 2014 and 2020. What makes the sport so special is that you need to work hard to win, and you deserve it, and that is matter of fact. Even if it is not great for the show that the same guys win all the time, it is because they have done a good job and we haven't. We all hope for good entertainment and it is our duty to catch up and fight these guys. We will do everything in our power to fight back and we will look at areas of weakness that they may have. Entertainment follows sport and that Red Bull's dominance is maybe not good for the commercial side, but it is what makes Formula One so special," said Wolff. Lewis Hamilton has revealed that his comfort in this year's Mercedes Formula One car is being held back by a specific design element not suiting him. The 7-time world champion has had a difficult start to the campaign, with Mercedes not delivering the step forward it hoped to be able to challenge Red Bull this year. However, his situation has been further hampered by the fact that he does not appear as settled with the handling of the W14 as teammate George Russell. While he thinks his situation could be helped by the team bringing more downforce to its car, especially to make the rear more stable, Hamilton says there is something else inherent to the design that he is not happy with. Speaking after finishing 5th in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, 1 place behind Russell, Hamilton said his situation was something he had not experienced before. "We're a long way down on downforce. So we've got to pick up the rear-end downforce particularly. The more rear we gain, the more stable the rear becomes, and the more confident I'll be able to attack. But I think in general, just this car, even if we do change that, there's a specific thing with something on the car that I have never had before. It's a position I've not had in previous years' cars. For me, it's the thing that is making me uncomfortable. I've just got to work hard to make sure it is changed," explained Hamilton. Max Verstappen feels he would have won Formula One's Saudi Arabian Grand Prix without Red Bull's driveshaft problems. A driveshaft failure in Q2 meant Verstappen had to start the race from 15th place. He used Red Bull's impressive pace advantage to finish second behind teammate Sergio Perez, beating the Mexican to the point for the fastest lap to lead the 2023 Drivers' Championship by a single point. But while Verstappen limited the damage and retained his championship lead, he was still unhappy at losing out on a better chance to win and felt Red Bull must do better to avoid more reliability issues. "We need to do better as a team. We can't have problems like these. Otherwise, this would have been a very different race for me. At the end we limited the damage a little bit, but I should have won here," Verstappen told Dutch broadcaster Viaplay. Verstappen's charge was hampered by fresh driveshaft concerns in the latter stages of the race. The Dutchman initially pushed harder than the team was comfortable with, but he eventually relented and ended his hopes of overhauling Perez, focusing on the fastest lap point instead. Perez voiced his concerns, admitting that Red Bull's massive performance advantage has saved them from provoking more reliability issues. He even claimed that the Red Bulls might not have finished the season opener in Bahrain, where Verstappen led home Perez at a canter if they had been put under any serious pressure by the competition. "We were in a lucky position in Bahrain, but otherwise if we had to push to the end, we probably wouldn't make the race. So, there are a lot of reliability concerns at the moment, but hopefully they don't hit us anytime soon. It's going to hit us at some point, but obviously we need to keep working on that," Perez revealed. With Red Bull dominating both races in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, it seems a foregone conclusion that Verstappen and Perez will decide the championship amongst themselves. Verstappen, therefore, called on Red Bull to fix its reliability issues and ensure a fair battle between himself and Perez, who according to team boss Christian Horner are free to race. "Everyone is happy, but personally, I'm not happy because I'm not here to be second. When you're fighting for a championship and especially when it looks like it's just between 2 cars, we have to make sure that also the 2 cars are reliable," he said,